Hey guys, welcome to Offshoot Comics Off Topic. I'm your host, Kirby Kid, also known as David Clark, and I'm going solo today. This is my review slash first thoughts of Gundam Reconguista No G. I gave it some time. This is the second week it's been on there, episode 3. I gave it some time for me to, get used to it and maybe see if my opinion would change, but it really hasn't. It's not good. It's really not. I mean, the reasons for the pirates are vague. The reasons for Ameria are vague. The reasons for the main country are vague. It starts off with their space cadet trainee people in the military going up to space to train for the first time, and they just allow a school of teenagers with the cheerleaders on, and apparently they do it every year trying to find husbands or something. If you're doing a military training exercise, you don't let cheerleaders on. And then we have the worst offender, in my opinion, is the mobile suit design. The main mech, I forget what it's called. It's got a TV head. I couldn't even remember the name. That's how bad it is. It's got a TV head that has different lines and shapes on it, and it looks lame. Then on Earth they have the Kate Siths, Cat Sith, which look marginally better. Then you have the Grimoire, which is the mainstay of the pirates. That one actually looks pretty cool. That one I actually like. And then of course you have the Montero, which is the blue flying one, which I'm waiting for the model kit of that one. That one I also like. But then you have the Gundam, which one isn't called a Gundam, and two has horns that face outward instead of like a V. And maybe I'll get used to that, but its face looks kind of soft. It's not very Gundam-y. Then of course it all looks so bad. I mean, and if it was something else, if it was another mech series, it may not be as bad. But the fact that they called it Gundam, and then not only that, but they refer to the UC Century, the mainstream Gundam timeline, I have higher expectations for it. I mean, it comes right after UC. So Char and Amuro die, Unicorn gets outdated, and then this happens. And then like the fights weren't. I mean, they were okay. The first fight between Belle and the pirate girl was kind of cool, but then on the ground it was kind of lame, and the animation looked kind of weird. And Belle kills the pirate girl's like her guard or something, and it just seemed kind of underwhelming. And of course, when the show starts off, you have the opening, which looks like it was made by an amateur. It was like a bunch of still shots and little clips. And by episode 3, a lot of things that you saw in the opening have already happened. It's like they just took parts of the episode and just put it up there and put music to it. I mean, and the ending's not much better. It's really weird, and like there's a lot of everybody dancing, and doing weird ballet movements. Which I mean, I guess because Reconguista and G is kind of like a music term, but it's still kind of weird. And then like the end of the ending scene or ending song, you see the Gundam. It like puts its beam saber away all weird, and then just kind of reaches off to the distance and stares. And I'm also seeing a lot of Seed influence here too, because the G Self, the Gundam, it changes backpacks, kind of like the Strike Gundam, and it changes colors with each pack, like the Impulse Gundam. I'm not liking the Seed influences. They should stay out. But the only cool part about the show so far was that you got to see some of the old UC Century mechs in a little museum. So that was pretty cool. A reminder of what real war and real mobile suits looked like. But it just seems very underwhelming. And a big problem I had was it really came to a head in episode 3. They have Raria Monday, which is the girl you see in the G Self for the first time. Then you have the pirate chick, and then you have Bells. These are the only 3 so far that can pilot the G Self, right? Okay, Monday is, from what I can tell, and from what they should be able to tell from their point of view, a psychopath. She doesn't really speak. She says weird things, and then she kind of explodes when left alone. So she should be in prison. I would not let her walk around hanging out with cheerleaders, which is what they let her do. Then you have the pirate chick who, at first, they arrest her like they're supposed to and impound her mobile suit, the G Self. In episode 3, she gets free during an attack by the pirates who were attacking for whatever reason, and they just let her run around. She has a one-on-one meeting with one of their leaders, not in handcuffs, not guarded, just sitting there having tea, and then just let her. They just let her and Bells and the crazy chick and a cheerleader run around during an attack. Then they get to the G Self. Now Bells, the main character, is a soldier. He's a soldier, which means his job is to kill enemies and protect his people, right? He lets the pirate just walk right into the G Self. He lets her pilot it. And everyone knows she's piloting it. And she just gets away. I have a problem with that. He didn't try to stop her. No one tried to stop them. She was just running around. She just got in the G Self, saved one of the good guy soldiers, took her guy who was in the Montero, and they just left. How inept have they got? Like, she didn't escape. She didn't hold anybody at gunpoint. She didn't threaten to self-detonate. She just got in, started the G Self, and said, "Oh, I'm taking my mobile suit and I'm going home." And Bells did nothing to stop at all. Just nothing. And I mean, there's a lot of things they haven't explained. Like in the first episode, you see Monday, she hops out of the G Self and they capture the G Self. And then like the pirates captured it, and then they find her somehow, and then somehow the G Self comes back with a new pilot. That was kind of weird. Cut that out. But yeah, the whole thing doesn't really float very well. It doesn't seem like a natural evolution from the UC Century. It really does seem like Miyazaki and Eureka 7 had a baby, and it doesn't help that the character designer from Eureka 7 is the character designer on Reconguista no G. I don't really like it. I'm going to keep watching it, obviously, because it's Gundam, and I like some of the models, so I will be buying some of them. But I really don't have a strong feeling towards the series one way or the other. But it looks like it's going to start aiming towards not liking it. It may get better because I did not like Turn 8 Gundam at first, but I ended up liking it on my 5th try of watching it. But so far, this is seeming kind of weird. The Haro in this series is not really a Haro; it's called a Haro B. It's got a weird shape and it talks like properly, like a person talking to you. It doesn't have that funny like Haro voice. It's just like, "Hi, my name is Harobi." It's like, that's weird. You should not be talking like that. You're a Haro. I don't have a problem with it being pink because we've seen other colored Haros before, but I have a problem with it not being a Haro. It's the whole series just feels weird, and Tomino said that he didn't make this series for the Gundam fans. He made it for the next generation of fans, and I understand wanting to secure the Gundam legacy, but I'm pretty sure at this point it's pretty secure. You don't need to try and change it up. And this is a huge change. It's the way it's going right now. It's not looking really great. The whole point of Gundam was to showcase the horrors of war and why it's a bad idea, all while selling toys, right? This one just has them going like, yeah, at the end of the credits, like smiling and whatnot. And apparently Bell is going to join the pirate side because, why not? But of course his side is much better though. They have a guy who they call His Holiness. Looks like they have a religion now that is taking the place of the Federation. Which I really think Tomino let the designer from Eureka 7 have way too much input on this. Because it reminds me a lot of Eureka 7. That's kind of what they had. They kind of had people that they referred to as their holiness. They had like High King type people. And It's not. It's not Gundam. That's what it is. That's the main problem. Is Reconguista no G is not Gundam, and I have a feeling that it's going to get canceled, or they're going to have to go on a half-season break and come back with a new series, because it comes on the day after Gundam Build Fighters, and Gundam Build Fighters Episode 1 was amazing. You know, it had the fights, it sold the toys, and got you excited, and it was interesting. And it was, even though it's about toys fighting each other, it's still more Gundam than Reconguista no G. Also, speaking about Gundam Build Fighters or Gundam Tri Fighters, the character the person who voices Ramba Raw, he's the same character who voiced him all the way back in 1979. He's actually fallen ill, and they'll be replacing him as of Episode 5 and on, which is kind of sad. And all the Gundam fans, heart goes out to him. Get better, man. But yeah, it's way better than Reconguista no G, which is really sad because I was looking forward to there being 2 Gundam series on the TV at the same time. But that's my feelings on it. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. But I really I'm not liking this, how it's starting out, and I don't think it's going to get any better. But that's it for this weekend, guys. Our video, like our outtakes video, will be coming out to let you know everything that did make it into this week's episodes. And of course, we have our funny comment winner. Now, the funny comment was on our Long Beach Comic Con Ninja Storm tournament video, and this is to win a copy of Ninja Storm. Now, we had a few funny ones, but only 2 of you guys were actually eligible, because one of you had already won a game from us. One comment was on the video itself. It was tied into the game. It was at 5 minutes and 20 seconds. I'll be playing it here. Come on, Hedon. You had one job. Dodge. So that's kind of funny. And then we have this one from Fire Assassin. There are 2 cowboys in the kitchen. Which one is the real cowboy? The one on the range. It's a cooking joke next to the cowboys. I kind of like that one. And then like the one that couldn't win from Jose Ramirez. Sorry, buddy. This one would have won had he not already won on the previous funny comment contest. Did you know that it's raining cats and dogs outside? In fact, I just stepped on a really big poodle. See what he did there? That was pretty funny. So good job to everybody who commented. I think I'm gonna have to give it to Fire Assassin. Congratulations. We have the game only available right now. We have a bunch of Xbox 360 copies, and we have a couple of codes for it for Steam. If you can use either of those copies, please send us a message here on YouTube. Or if you can't do that, leave us a comment here saying, hey, I'm the one who won, and then we'll contact you. If you can't use either of them, and you don't, if you feel like you just want to pass on it, we have other games, and we'll talk through that. We still have other Bandai products other than the Ninja Storm game. But we'll get you a copy. But yeah, thanks for playing, guys. We'll be doing another one very soon. Because I don't have any PS3 copies of Ninja Storm, but I have like a bunch of Xbox copies. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you next week. Until next time, I'm your host, Kirby Kid. See you later, guys.